Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. We beckon in a new era. It is a new league that is coming to AOR. Welcome aboard. It is the return. As it's a new league, it's a returning league, I should accurately say. The Formula Renault 3.5 league is returning to this very broadcast. My name is King-Kodiak, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box for this time, hopefully for the season to come, is the artistry god himself. It is Mr. Nic Domino.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to this season.
Yes, I am looking forward to it as well. We've had the Formula 3 car for the last couple of seasons, but Formula Renault 3.5 is back, and we have got 19 drivers out there at the moment. We are in the midst of qualifying. We have two races, a 40-minute feature race and a 25-minute sprint race, both having their own separate qualifyings, as we are looking at Erke Lindström starting his first qualifying lap. They have 3 laps within which to set their very best time. So let's have a look at who we've got taking part in this league. As mentioned, Erke Lindström, car number 98, Sinsport News. Number 77. As you can see, it is lone qualifying, so they have the track entirely to themselves. They can't blame anybody else for anyone around them. And this is a name I'm not familiar with, car number 77, Lassi Jörninen. Hopefully I've got that correct. Welcome to you. Number 87 is Alexei Sirotkin. I do believe Alexei's been with us before. Car number 9, James Clay for Team Tepper, who has very kindly offered to commentate with me on the upcoming GTE League. So welcome to you. Car number 26 is Alex Schmidt. 22, Alex Bennett for Comrade Gaming. A new name to this part of the world, car number 19, MXS Racing of Cedric Beale. 86, Team Tepper representative of James Pinsker. Returning to the racing seat, car number 44 in AOR Blue this time, Phil Reed. Car 12 for Sinsport News. I see there's less black on the Sinsport News livery this time around. It's Rick Barton. 37, Comrade Gaming's Dominic Gaidemeyer. The previous champion, not of last season, but of the season before, is number 10, Paul Ilbrink. Car number 76, just leaving the pits, is Manuel Hoyer. Another new name to the league. We hope we are getting your name correct. Car number 92, Divisions in Racing of Christoph Herbino. Car number 84 is Thomas Knoll, another new name. And Paul Ilbrink, no, Paul Ilbrink did have the fastest lap for the has it. 73, another new name is Ollie Prenton. Welcome to you. The current champion is car number 16, Tim Delisle. 147 is the AOR purple car of Evan Imre. And 350 is the AOR blue of Charlie Summers. And a late joiner, I see, car number 777 is the AOR red of Daniel Morris, but he is not on track. Dominic Gaidemeyer with his current top spot. Oh, never mind, James Pinsker just had it, and now Herbino, our new entrant, 134.098. Nicely done. Who are you keeping your eye on for this season, Mr. Domino?
Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on Herbino and Tim Dials. I had, these guys did race this car last season, but we didn't broadcast it. And those two were. They are gonna battle it out. Let's see if they're gonna battle it out this season again. They had some crazy battles last season, so that's definitely gonna be something to look out for. And always, Mr. Phil Reed, he's always good fun and sometimes can be right.
Yeah, you can never discount Phil. We're currently marked with a 35.579. Our champion is second. He's just slotted up to second with a 34.684. 6/10, or just shy of 6/10 behind our current poleman. It just goes to show how much of an absolute stormer that was from Christoph. Luke Barton's just set a time in the number 12 car, 1:35.155. A couple of tenths off the back of James Pinsker. Still waiting for a lap from Cedric Beale. He's coming around the Parabolica. What does he get on the board yet to set time? That is a 35.9 for Cedric. He's in 14th at the moment. Another improvement.
Yeah, he's fast.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can keep it up. Oh, Pinsker just got up to P2. Split the two title favorites here.
Oops, and Pinsker has binned that one on the exit of the Rettifidio, and he has returned to the pits. He will do no more this session as he's used up. I think he's used up his 3 time laps.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's going to be interesting to see how, which driver are best at the new tire model that the cars have gotten.
Yeah, so there's new tire and damage model as well.
Well, not on these cars.
Is it just the Formula 3s have that?
Yeah, it's only the Formula 3s. But the new tire models on this is like when they just come out of the pits. I haven't tried them after they got tire warmers on. But just when they had the patch, it takes so long to heat the tires up that when you get out of the pits, you're driving on ice.
Oh dear.
And these, it's a V8 with 530 horsepowers. Trying to get that on ice, there was...
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad I'm not driving those cars.
Yeah, I'll stick to the commentary box, thanks. Coming to the end of qualifying then. Herbino is still out there. What does he look to complete this lap? Okay, he does. He's going for it. Can he break into the 33s? Yeah, he can. By quite a way as well. 33.779. 4/10 quicker than Tim Delisle. What a stunner from the Devotion Sim Racing number 92. Who else is out there? Sorokin. That's Ascari he's coming into. What can he do from their 6th position? Just 76 thousandths behind Gadamer. See what he was able to do. Who's still going? Manuel Hoyer. He's just coming through that same section. Cedric Beale. That's Sigal Roger. He's coming through. So all the way from the line. Daniel Morris yet to get the time on the boards. He has crossed the line, but no time yet set. Whoa, that's a lot of beans from the AOR red of Morris. It's following through then. Let's follow him for a hot lap as we come through Curva Grande. Front absolutely nailed to the floor and sweeping over to the right hand side to open up the line for the Del Rogia chicane. Don't cut the first apex too much, or indeed either apex too much, but okay, will kill these things. These cars don't ride bumps very well at all.
No, and I will say the second of those corners are definitely the one's gonna get you. Oh, that's wide. Oh,
that's yeah. You just as soon as you've committed, whether it's gonna go wrong. And Dana was a little too high. He did Lesmo one fine, but the second one was a little bit too high. It is a bank corner, but nothing was going to bring that one back, unfortunately. So that's going to be the end of Morris's day. Herbino's still going. He's done his time laps. I mean, nothing actually prevents him from doing more time laps. He just he won't be able to do any more time laps.
No, it's just trying and keep yourself warm, maybe, get some laps out there.
Indeed. Hoyer is still going. That's through Ascari. So you can just hear how he's feathering the throttle coming through the exit of the Ascari. Screaming down to the Parabolica. He's the only car on track, so we'll follow Manuel through the remainder of his lap. Into Parabolica. Never mind, he ran out of time. So I'd actually forgotten to look at where we were for that. So it's Herbino and Tim Delisle. So it's the champion and the champion and the challenger very much on the front row. I'm stuck at 0.4 of a second, and then almost the same again back to James Pinsker. And then then almost nothing between Pinsker and Sorokin. But after that, it is Luke Barton, Dominic Gadamer, Paul Earlbrink, Cedric Beale. I need to remember these names. Who's got the first names? Noel, Bennett, Lindstrom, Clay, Hoyer, Urinen, Reed. Wow, Phil Reed down there in 15th position. Imre, Summers, Schmidt, Parenton, and Morris round out our field. As we head to the grid, it's a standing start for this league. It's the GTEs enjoy a rolling start, but the Formula cars will have the traditional standing start, and that will create a lot of chaos, certainly coming into the Rettifidio for the first time.
And especially on these new cold tires, this is going to be exciting.
Oh, they don't start warm come grid time?
No, well, they might be, but you know, they're not as warm as they like them to be.
Okay, so we're just waiting for a few more cars to grid it. You can see a couple of gaps in the field. That's just where people haven't got to the grid. They've got another 30 seconds to do so before we get on with the racing. It's a feature race, 40 minutes in length and roughly 26 laps of this circuit, and it looks like we are set to go. Lights are on, engine revs are rising. It is time then to wind them up and let them go. And it was a terrible start from our newcomer Tyndall, cannoned off the line and screaming on down towards the Rettifilio for the first time. Who is going to get into the corner first? And look at that, look at our pole man, he's all the way down in 6th. A horrific start. It rather goes to show what you're thinking about time. The spinner's already stuck in.
Sorokin is also.
Yeah, Sorokin.
He gets going.
Yeah, terrible start for him, all the way down to last. And here they come. Look at the gap that Tim Delar's got for him. 1.7 seconds he's got as a lead already. That's absolutely cracking start from our champion. And there is Gatorman, and right in the midst of it with Cedric Beale right ahead. The pole man, he's recovered to 4th, but what a disaster!
Oh, that's going to be close. Yeah, but you know, it's still manageable. You know, didn't get crashed injured, so still everything to fight for.
Absolutely, as he's staring out the back.
Oh, Morris in the wall! Morris in the wall!
Oh no, not again! We saw him have trouble on the exit of the second Lesmo, and he's had trouble there again. What's he done? He's done exactly the same thing. Oh no, Gatorman's round as well. Yeah, he's gone. He just touched the sand on the outside of it. What's happened to Dominic Gatorman?
Oh,
he's back in the pits. He's out.
That one hurt.
What did he do? Oh, he just caught the inside apex.
Yeah,
inside apex at Ascari, and he is gone. But Tim DeLyle now 2.4 seconds separating himself, and Luke Barton, Pinsker and Herbino side by side coming into the Rettifilio, and Herbino back up into 3rd then with that recovery drive right behind him. Erkan Linson and James Clay fighting at that 5th position.
Oh, off again. It all goes down here.
Oh wow, it was Manuel Hoyer.
Was that Hoyer?
Whoa, he went backwards going into the first chicane. My goodness, this goes slightly further back on that one. What on earth did he do here? Oh, he got hit. Oh yeah, so that's how he ended up going backwards into the.
They're lucky that nothing more happened there.
Oh yeah, that's horribly wrong. And Herbino is now right on Barton's case for 2nd place. So wasn't just bogged down completely at the start. He was wasting no time and trying to close back in on that top spot. And it's Schmidt and Lasse Urinen swapping around. Oh my goodness, right there. That's Evan Imre nearly 3 wide coming down the road, heading into Ascari. Oh no, that's Jussi Lurinen. Yes, trying again, the Lasse Urinen again, the syllables completely mixed up.
Still close Herbino on the inside of Herbino, but of Barton, and just lost the position to Pinsker. Let's see if he can get that position back. He was sideways to Barbolica. That's always good. That's always a good thing to be.
Oh yeah, you can see he's had trouble. So there he is coming down into Parabolica. That's Pinsker ahead and Clay behind. And there he goes. He just caught that apex. Lost the car slightly, but has managed to recover. Alex Bennett has come into the pits. There he is, the Comrade Gaming number 22. Tim Delight is just running off into the distance, 3.9 seconds between himself and Luke Barton in 2nd, then Pinsker 3rd, Herbino 4. Those two very, very close once again. It's a good problem to have, but it's difficult to keep up with everybody at this stage. There's Lindstrom with James Clay ahead, Phil Reed's already behind. And then you've got Cedric Beale, that's a little bit of a no man's land there. There is a former champion, Paul Ilbrink, down in 9th place. That's not gone well for him. Also just
no, he seems to struggle with this car.
Well, the last championship in the Formula Renault 3.5, it was between Ilbrink and Delisle, and Tim won 8 of the second half 12 races.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
that's
Hoyer.
quite a lot.
That's Hoyer and Prenton has gone off, I think. Oh, wow. Oh dear, what's happened here? So that's Hoyer on the outside. Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's the second time he has been driven into.
And Charlie Thomas swapping round, and Evans going to try and get the slipstream on Charlie. Charlie getting on Alex Smith. That's a great battle for 11th. Alex could lose 2 positions here. It's 3 wide coming into the Rettifilio. Who is going to blink on this one? Charlie's gone through, and Evans gone through as well. So right behind him is Alexis Sorokin. Goodness me, a great old scrap for them here. Alex Smith down 2 positions before they even get to the first turn. Oh, what's James Clay and Erka Lindstrom? A little bit of a contact there. Erka having to take to the bumpy part to keep that one going. My goodness, it is kicking off everywhere.
Yeah, you can't blink. Oh, Evan going side by side with the Summers. He got that one. Smith is going back on Evan there. Oh, that's... See, that's how fast it can go, you know. Suddenly you're attacking for position and next corner you're losing one.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, James Clay and Phil Reed have swapped round. That's on the way down to Ascari.
That was a good move by Phil. He was like, that one is mine.
Wow, that's it's a brave place to make a move. Here on the outside of Ascari, but he did make it work. But here comes James Clay again to try and retake that position. Oh, problem for Charlie Summers, he's round. Oh, he's gone too deep into Ascari. He did that on his own. Now he's trying to rejoin because these things don't bounce very well. That's put Charlie Summers right the way down to 16. There went Ollie Prenton. Past him. Oh, what a shame for Charlie Summers. In comes Erka Lindstrom. Is a mandatory stop in this race?
I do believe so, yeah. I do believe so.
Sorokin is in. So some people choosing to say they're pit stops now. Tim Delisle, as a reminder, he is still our leader as he comes through Curva Grande. 4.3 seconds to the good for him. Oh, Beale, I think, has had trouble down at Rettifilio again. What's going on here? So that's him and Tom Knoll. Oh!
There's so much going on.
Yeah, and Thomas Knoll just came together a little bit, but no harm, no foul. And
James Clay and Phil Reed are still having quite a battle going on here.
Yeah.
Those two do not want to give it up.
Oh! Wow, James nearly slamming into the back of Phil coming through the Les Mis. Is James going to try and make a move on Phil as roles reversed from last time around? Here they come. Oh, James is going to go for the inside line this time. Can he get it done? The new team Tempo 9, he does. Phil lets that one go. And that's, whilst they're doing that, Paul Ilbrink's not far behind. There he is in the Radicals Online number 10. He's got a great ringside seat for the battle ahead of them. Goodness me.
I just want to remind the viewers as well that these cars do have DRS. But not as in Formula 1. In here they have a amount of the DRS they are allowed to use in the race, so they can use it whenever they want. We just can't see it because it's not the whole flap that is popping up. So we don't know, unfortunately, when they're using it. So, but they do have it, so some of the moves are easier than others.
Indeed, Evan Imre just gone past Alex Smith, and yes, and Lasse Urinen looking to do
the same. That went horribly wrong.
Is that Thomas Knoll?
Evan Imre and.
Oh, so Thomas Knoll has had a spin, and Evan has. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ow. Evan and Alex Smith came together there.
Smith, that's. What went on there?
Alex Smith, he's retired. He's retired his car. He literally just threw his car over the wall.
That looked weird. Yeah.
One would assume a technical failure there of some description, or he just had enough and threw it into the wall.
Oh, that might be. I'd say that looked weird. That looked weird. But yeah, Renault, he that little slap of the tail he had on lap 2 when he didn't get past Barton, that really hurt his race.
He has, yeah. And he's still 9/10 behind Luke Barton. We'll also add Mr. Dom.
Yeah.
According to the overlay, we have 21,000 laps.
I can see that, which is yeah.
A small tweaks needed.
We do. What you
Monza.
didn't know is that this is a endurance race.
It's an endurance race in the Formula Renault.
What the drivers didn't know was that this was
they signed up. They signed up for a
it is.
40-minute race. Yeah, it's actually a 40-day race.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we have decided to,
That's it.
without asking anybody.
Oh, I know what it is. It's that we've picked a number out of thin air, so it's 21,000 whatever, and it's just whoever is running at the end.
Yeah,
It's just a demolition derby race.
we do have last man standing rules.
Yes.
That
Renault's getting close to the back of Luke Barton again. This is the battle for second position. These guys have not come into the pits as yet. Still enough time for them to do so, with 29 minutes still on the board, so they've got plenty of time to get their cars in and dealt with.
we have a good battle for P11 as well with Evan and Hoyer. I'm impressed that Hoyer's car is still in one, being off the track.
Yeah, he's been off a couple of times.
Getting hit from the rear.
Wow, unfortunately Discord is really struggling in between me and Nick this evening for some reason. So that is more than likely a Discord issue. It's not anything I can do about it, unfortunately, but Herbino is staying behind Barton this time. But whilst Herbino is still behind Luke Barton, Tim Delar continues to extend his lead up front now, 6.6 seconds to the good for the number 16 car. Pinsker a little bit on his own. Oh, there's been a change of position. Oh, it's Hoyer and Imre once again. Manuel gets the inside coming into the Retifilio. Nicely done. 147 looking to do something about it. We've got Thomas Knoll there. He is at the top of the chart. He's about 2 seconds down the road from this particular battle. That's what it looks like from Evan on the outside of Kevin Grandy. No! He only had the pace range. He's trying to push Manuel further down the road to come into the Del Roggio once again. Oh my goodness me, Manuel defending very, very hard from Evan Imre. If they come down to the Lesmos once again, that second TV camera is up in the tree for some odd reason.
That's a good place to be. Herbino is looking for a move on Barton here.
Oh, side by side as they're heading down towards the Parabolica. That's the view from Herbino's car. That's the view from Barton's gearbox. They're coming in the Parabolica. Luke went for the early apex. That's going to compromise on the way out. And there, Herbino's dive to the inside. Is he going to come into the pits? No. Can he get the pace he needs to get past Luke Barton? No. That early apex that Herbino went for has compromised his exit speed quite away by the look of it. He's fallen away.
I do believe if I look at the wings here, it looks like Herbino is running with medium to high downforce compared to everybody else. Yeah, compared to everybody else.
Wow.
You can see that his wing, he has a panel more.
That's an unusual position.
That, it might be something with this stabling. Oh, I thought he went for a move there.
That would explain why he's going to the apex earlier. Oh, trouble for Hoyer. Hoyer and Imre together again at the Retifilio. Oh, it was Evan in the back of Manuel this time. Oh dear, oh dear. Evan has overestimated his braking for that one. Manuel has gone through and he's 2.6 seconds down the road. He's now having an argument with Charlie Sammers. If he's not having a fight with Evan, he's now having a battle with Charlie coming into the Del Roggio once again. And Charlie Summers remains in that 11th spot. Good grief, I did not expect there to be this much going on. Here comes Herbino again on the back of Barton, but James Pinsker is not far off the back of them. Of course, whilst they've been fighting, James Pinsker has been slowly edging up behind them. Yeah, very curious if Herbino has gone for the high wings, unless he just anticipated being able to stay out in front. Tim Lyle, another fastest lap. Goodness me, that's wow, half a second quicker than everybody else.
See, once again, he's just doesn't have the top speed down the straights.
Yeah, and he loses huge amounts of time off the back of the bus.
Oh, he completely misses his braking point there.
You got that one wrong. And there he goes. He's going to rejoin behind Pinsker. That's the time there. And Charlie Summers is still having an argument with Manuel Hoyer. Manuel through into 11th spot and dives into the pits at the last second there. Let's just watch that again from Herbino's perspective. We come back and see what went on in the number 92 car, if I can. I've gone back way too far. Never mind. So Manuel Hoyer's brought his car in. Still 13 cars that have yet to see the pit lane. We're down to 17 runners from our 20 starters. Herbino doing what he can to hang on to the back of Pinsker, but if he's running extraordinarily high wings, that's going to be a very difficult task.
We have a battle between Buell and Luinen, I think. Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm afraid. Ooh, that's looked like Cedric a little bit squiggly there, coming out of the second there. So here comes Urinen trying to get into 8th position. There behind him is Thomas Knoll. So that's all three of them are newcomers to this league, and Delant and getting into the 34s now, extending his dominance on this race even further.
By looking at Jurlen's car, do you think he's from Finland?
I don't know what gives you that impression.
No, what? No,
no,
it's just something I thought of. Just came out of
purely instinctive.
Yeah. Have you seen the gap between P1 and P2 now? 10 seconds
between Delisle and Luke Barton, who still has company. There's Barton, there is Pinsker, and there's Herbino screaming on down towards the Rogia. Christophe giving a bit of a wiggle on the exit of that chicane. But again, just where has all his pace gone? Unless he's got a damaged car, but then if that was the case, you could see how. I think it was purely just wing difference, because he is so quick through the Lesmos, right on the back of James's car, and then can't do anything about it.
Exactly, and I if I were him now, I would probably just overtake Pinsker first, but then just try and stay behind them, get the slipstream, and save as much fuel as I can. Maybe go a lap or two longer on the pit stops, and do it that way, because his pace is definitely faster than these two guys down here.
Me absolutely demolished James Pinsker coming through Ascari, who's left him behind by 1.2 seconds. Now he's going to lose time down here. This is where the wings will hurt him badly, so Pinsker will close in a little at this point. Yeah, I think Pinsker had a bad run.
If you look at the top speed, Christopher is only doing 268, where the others are doing like 10-15 kilometers more.
And along that straight, because they're holding that higher speed for quite a long time. That is where he's hurting, but he didn't have to make it work for him. Coming through Ascari. Looking again into the Rogia. This will be where Christoph's setup will start to pay off for him. And that's Evan Imre in. Evan has brought his car in to the pits. There's Manuel Hoyer still in the pits. He's been there for over a minute now. So we may well not see Manuel Hoyer return to the track, which will be a bit of a shame. There's our former champion, Mr. Robin, chasing Phil Reed. And indeed, Manuel has retired from the session. He's actually left the session now, so definitely won't be returning. Evan has done his pit stop. Out he comes back on track. About 6-7 seconds they're stationary for by and large. when they're coming in. 21 minutes still on the clock, so plenty of time. Now finally we start to get everybody kind of calming down, settling down a little bit. I wonder how long that's going to last.
I think somebody needs to give Tim the message that you are far ahead. Just relax a bit. He's just saying fastest lap every time he goes around at the moment.
Yeah, he needs ballast.
Yeah, success ballast. You should do that.
Yeah. Nick the idea from this touring car that does that. Is it touring car that does that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Now then, that's somebody else in. That is Lasse Jurinen. That is brought in the 77 car from, I think it was 8th or 9th position. He's brought that in from.
Yeah.
That's Renault and Pinsker side by side coming into the down loggia. Well played, James Pinsker. And that's an
Once
area
again,
where
that just lack of top end that is just hurting him so much.
Ooh.
See, through Lesmo, he's just almost have to brake.
So we're on the nose there, not Renault. And there you go. There goes Pinsker with the higher top end. DRS open as much as he can do. He has to banzai it on the inside of Ascari. We've seen how well he can make that work. But if Pinsker can just stay fairly close to him, and this is exactly what he has done, he'll be able to just weave him straight back in. In the background, we saw James Clay and Phil Reed and Paul Ilbrink as well. So they are costing us time. There they are. There is Pinsker, Clay, Reed and Ilbrink. Tim Delisle's in. Our race leader has come into the pits. Ollie Prenton got his car in as well. Barton's opted to continue. Renault's come in. So,
Reed was sideways through there.
Whoa, yeah, he
Parabolica, sorry.
He was energetic coming into Parabolica. There's. Go on.
That. I was just looking at the.
It looked like for a while he kept just going. Oh, yeah. I think there's a bump that Phil found on the exit of Parabolica.
Yeah. That is what we call, a brown head moment.
Most certainly it's a code brown there. Renault comes out. He's in 9th now. Tim Delisle has come out in 6th. Tim Delisle still absolutely in no man's land. Tim has, let's have a look at the instant points. Anyone still on 0? Renault is still on 0, amazingly, along with Erke Lindström. At the other end of the scale, Evan Imre is on 13 and Charlie Summers on 12. I assume are we still working to a 20 incident limit?
I think so. I will just look it up.
Oh dear, Lasse Jurinen's in the pits again.
That can't be good.
That's the second time he's brought his car in. So that's not normally a good thing. Now, did I read somewhere that there's consideration being given to not automatically disqualify a car when you hit the instant limit? That's being changed to a drive-through. Not for our purposes. That's like an iRacing change.
Yeah, they are working on it, but with everything iRacing, stuff is not working at the moment. I think we will wait a season or two to really see it. But look at Barton and Reed has just pitted. Now we will see if Renault is gonna overtake Barton. That is what he would have wanted, maybe a lap or two more.
Indeed. So
Barton's going out the pits.
Barton. There comes. That's Renault comes flying. No, sorry, that's such a deal on the outside of the shot there. That car in the distance is Renault. So Barton very comfortably ahead of the pole man. That's such a deal that's come flying. That's an exceedingly well coloured livery.
That was exactly what Renault didn't want to happen right there.
Nope.
He wanted to be out in front, having some clean air.
Yeah, and Luke Barton is dispatching on Cedric Beale coming into the Del Loggia, so that he won't have lost any real time there. Charlie Summers into the pits as well, so just Pinsker, Clay, Ilbrink, and Knoll and Beale yet to see the pit lane. Oh dear, that's a long stop from Charlie Summers, so disaster has befallen Charlie again. I wonder, he always seems to have an inordinate amount of bad luck, does Charlie?
Yeah, I do remember in a couple of seasons ago in the when he was actually leading a race at Brands Hatch where his wheel broke.
That's the exact thing I was thinking of, and he hit the wall at full crank.
Exactly, that was that's one of the ones that you will definitely feel tomorrow. James Clay is in the box.
Yeah. James Clay has brought his car in for Team Tepper. Charlie Summers has come back out of the pits after a 51-second stop. Bearing in mind they're normally in there about 7, as James Clay was. So that's a huge amount of time lost for Charlie. He's now 16th and last as a result of that. Herbino's come past Clay, but Clay is going to be right behind him. And again, that's not what Herbino would have wanted. He wouldn't have wanted to have to worry about anyone behind him.
No.
He's now going to be... Oops, Cedric Bill getting a little bit squiggly on the exit of the Rettivilio.
That's a very colourful car right there.
The MXS Racing Team livery is very, very coloured. It looks like a kind of... You know, I don't know any other country has this, but we certainly have it in the UK where you take your car to the scrapyard for a new part for your car, but you don't get the one that matches the right colour. So you get lots of mix match. Oh, wow, Herbino using his extra downforce to maximum effect through the Lesmos. That probably caught Cedric out a little bit. But that
was forceful.
It was, but it was fair. There was no contact there. So well played by both of them. Oh, Alex Bennett.
Look at you.
Oh, Alex Bennett, more traction he needed there. He gave his right foot a little bit too much coming out of the Del Roger and falling down the order he went. As Pinsker and Ilbrink have come into the pits, Tim Delisle will take over the lead of the race. So Thomas Knoll. Thomas Knoll's chosen to continue, which is absolutely fine, but he's lost a lot of time. He's got 3 seconds he's lost that time around. And Cedric Beale has come in, so Knoll is the only person yet to see the pit lane. Look right behind though. There's Barton, there is Pinsker, and there is Herbino. They're going to be side by side coming into the first chicane. Herbino should have this one. He's going to the inside for the second apex. That was close. Oh, Pinsker's not giving up on it though. Oh, to the Team Tapper number 86 just nailed the throttle at the right time through Curva Grande and has claimed that fourth position. But we've seen how strong Herbino is in these twisty sections as Charlie Summers has brought his car into the pits again. So his race is pretty much spent now, I would have thought. Here he comes again. No, dive on the inside of the Lesmo. Does Herbino. Now,
he has so much more confidence in the car.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but
look at that.
I do believe that. Yeah, more and more I see, I think that is the more downforce, you know.
Yeah, but if we continue to watch from the back of Herbino, here comes Pinsker. And Herbino jumped to the inside. He felt the need to defend because wow, was James catching him quick. Charlie Summers has retired his car. I guess an incident has befallen him. He's decided to bring his race to an end. He's on 14. He's complaining. I wonder if he's hit something somewhere.
Have you seen it? Ilbrink have just taken both Clay and Reed in the pits, and
nice.
The race suddenly looks. P4 doesn't look like something he can't do in this race.
Thomas Knoll has chosen to continue. He hasn't come into the pits yet. He's going to have. He's going to be very, very crowded very soon. There's Luke Barton. And not too far behind is Herbino and Pinsker. Luke Ilbrink in short succession. And James Clay. A big group of cars are gaining on him pretty damn fast. He doesn't have to jump out of the way. He is legitimately in second position. He may opt to, he may opt to not fight that one because you realistically know what battles you're in.
Those guys don't wait. If they see a gap, they're going for it. They're not waiting and looking if you're ready for them.
13.6 seconds the lead for Tim Delisle over this particular pack. Here comes Barton. Is he going to be able to get close enough to Thomas Knoll? Not before Ascari, certainly. I would imagine he's going to want to think about the move on the run down to Parabolica. see what he does. He's also keeping an eye on Renault behind him. Renault's actually got himself a seconds gap. Just in terms of Pinto where they are, but again that will fairly not putting up disintegrate. I thought Moll was sliding there, but no, this time.
Yeah.
That's quite wise. It means he doesn't lose any time and he doesn't cost anyone else any momentum either. So through to second then for Barton, third for Renault, fourth Pinsker, fifth Ilbrink, sixth Clay, seventh is going to be Reed. There's Erkan Lindström on his own a little bit.
Just look at how close Pinsker is now. It's just he's standing still. And it was, you know, plus, yeah, it was plus a second coming out of Parabolica.
Holy moly! I'm surprised Pinsker didn't go for that actually.
I think maybe Renault have moved a bit late.
It could be, and these things don't do well with impacts.
I don't know. You know, rubbing is racing, not in these cars.
Not in these things. No, certainly not. And there you go. Renault's gained a good 7 or so tenths just through the Lesmos, and he'll gain another healthy amount of time through Ascari. It's very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen a high wing setup for Monza, but in fairness, he's making it work as best he can.
I do know that in the GTEs we actually do drive with quite a significant amount of downforce, but that's just to be able to actually go through some of the corners.
Yeah, but in the Formula car, you generally never run the wings that high. Renault's really stuck heavily to that inside line. You'll see Pinsker just absolutely demolish that gap once again. To the West video again. So Renault is making it work as best he can.
It almost looks like Pinsker had, you know, a DRS every time he goes down there.
And here we go again. He's always gotten close coming into the Dalrosia. And we're going to see this again, I would imagine. Oh, he's gone for the racing line this time. Renault defended the inside, and Pinsker. Oh, that's forced him very wide. That's really compromising. This could be a chance for Ilbrink to nail Pinsker. See, James had to go for the defensive line coming into the Lesmo. Oh, that's going to... Yeah, that is handed a huge amount of time potentially to Renault.
Yeah, he will want these guys to battle as much as possible to try and get, you know, just a bit of gap so they don't get that slipstream and get, you know, as much over speed compared to him.
Ilbrink closed in pretty quickly on Pinsker, but was not going to banzai that one on the inside of Ascari. He may think about going for it, coming into the Parabolica. He does. He's committed to that line, and that is fourth position to Ilbrink. But what's he going to be able to do on the exit? He's just about to go. Pinsker on the outside. And Pinsker's going to have to fall back in line behind Ilbrink, but here comes James Pinsker, wasting no time whatsoever. Absolutely flies past Ilbrink. Well, actually, as soon as he got into the turbulent air, out of the turbulent air. Oh, it's gone deep into the video. Back up into fourth for Ilbrink.
I was close to...
Will Paul have a shot at Renault, I wonder?
Yeah, they were actually closer than I thought. You know, they're almost down to the second again. Even with their battling.
Very, very close to this particular pack. And that, in the background, Phil Reed, he's 3 seconds behind this squabbling trio. But they keep trying to make it a quartet that Renault doesn't want to know.
Yeah, he's like, not now, guys.
No, not interested.
Nope.
Luke Barton's just gone. He's 4 seconds down the road. Tim Dillard has very much gone. 16.7 seconds his gap now. That's a Urinen. That's going to be a lap down pretty soon. He will have to obey the blue flag rules. We can just tour again. 2 seconds separates Ilbrink Herbino. It's going to come down quite a bit, but probably not enough before they get into the Rettifidio once again, but we will see. Clay is actually getting fairly close to the tail of James's car, but this is where James has just been absolutely mighty on the exit of Parabolica, heading down towards the Rettifidio. What's he going to do this time? He's dragging James with him, whatever he is doing. He's not going to make a move this time. And that gap for third now down to 1.2 seconds, so it's pretty much cut in half.
It's not easy to use the first names of Team Tepper's drivers.
James and James, indeed.
James and James. James overtaking James.
We have to do it at some point in the season. It can't.
Yeah.
It can't not be done. So through Del Roggio once again.
Oh, Elbring is within the second now. Let's see how much he will lose through here.
Oh, that was a little wide. Little touch on the grass. And again, for Herbino, he wouldn't have had such a strong exit as he would have liked.
They will have gotten off track for that. iRacing did tighten the amount you could go over the lines in the less modes, because it was getting ridiculous.
Some tracks you could really explore the local town.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim Delisle, another fastest lap under his about 18 seconds separating himself from Luke Barton now.
I think he's having fun, just trying to see how fast he can go.
Very much so. So we've got another 4 minutes just over remaining of this race. It's going to be about 4 laps or so of this race to go. So there's still plenty of positions to decide, and Pinsker is staying right on the tail of Ilbrink. So this squabble is going to go to the flag. The real question is it going to include this man, Christoph Harding? We will see.
I do believe that they have used most of their DRSs at this point. Oh, they're getting close to Herbino now.
They will, but this is where Herbino will be strong. It's just this massive accordion effect. It's very much Herbino versus the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be the only one that's run this setup race. He's the only one who's been able to gain such a colossal advantage from those corners. Ooh, Pinsker is getting close to Elbrink again.
But a thing that Herbino is also having with driving more downforce is he's preserving his tires a bit more than the other guys are as well, because you're not sliding around as much.
Very true. I don't think Herbino built up as much of a gap as he's enjoyed in previous laps. Oh, hello, James. One of the Jameses. He had a big look on the inside of Paul Elbring there, but didn't go for the move.
I think it was more of a don't forget about me down here. I am here and I'm ready to strike.
Very much so. Looking back from Herbino once again. Here comes that trio behind. I think Herbino could be in trouble very, very soon.
I think as well, and Elbring is not somebody who is thinking twice about making a move.
Nope, we've seen Elbrink perform brilliantly well in these single seaters. Grande. Oh, look at the amount of speed Elbrink had coming out of Grande, side by side going into the Del Roger, but barely. Herbino hung on to that, and here comes Pinsker. Pinsker just flew past Elbrink on that one. If you're not going to have a go at Herbino, I want to crack at it again. And James Clay has just got a brilliant ringside seat for the whole action going on ahead of him.
Pinsker was just looking at that and was just thinking about, a couple of corners before you could see it already through Parabolica. I'm ready when you make a mistake, mate.
Very much so. Herbino's going to gain a little bit through here, but he's not going to gain very much. Oh, Pinsker is a little deep through the middle part of Ascari. Here we go again. Looking back from Herbino. You can see the visibly close this time. Here comes Elbrink. It's going to be outside manoeuvre on Pinsker coming into the Parabolica once again. But look how close they are to Herbino compared to what they have been in previous laps. This is going to be...
He's going to be in trouble now. He's going to be in trouble now.
So we stay on this gearbox camera from Herman over 92 car. Here comes Ilbrink. Here comes Pinska. Here comes Clay behind. And there goes the former champion. Oh, is Pinska going to follow suit? Is it going to be 2 positions into the first chicane? No, he's still there with Pinska. He's managed to do it. Turned a little bit sideways for Herman now on the exit of the Ratafilio. My goodness me, Pinska. He felt the need to just follow very closely to Ilbrink, and it had paid off for him barely. But this is very much... Oh, is that Luke Barton?
Clay. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, James Clay.
Oh, and that's an impact. James Clay and Hermano come together. I think Clay realised what's happened to Luke Barton? He was miles ahead. What on earth has happened to Luke Barton?
I think he was off in...
He must have been.
Oh, yeah, coming out of the first chicane, he just got a bit too much wheel spin and we're off.
So we're looking at Luke Barton then. I think, again, I've gone too far back in the replay, I think, because he's just on his own there. But now, very much not. Oh, was Ilbrink very slippery coming through Ascari. And that's...
No, he's moving back and forward there.
Oh, what's happened to Alex Bennett? No, he's lagged again. He's catches me out like that. Oh, whilst all that's been going on, we've missed Tim Delisle taking the win. So, oh, Luke Barton, where are you going? Luke Barton's just handed second to Paul Ilbrink by going way too wide, coming through the parabolica.
Corner, on the last corner.
Ilbrink holds on to that second position. What on earth happened to Luke Barton in the closing stages of that race? That was all kinds of crazy. Goodness me.
Damn.
You very much so. Because everybody, pretty much, now we can catch up with everybody else. Wow. That was just bonkers.
Bennett coming over the line in P10.
No. Oh, Evan and
Bill.
Side by side into Parabolica. No, Bill can't hang on to that one.
No, I don't think so.
And Ollie Prenton quite some way behind as they've come over the line. And that's where Ollie Prenton is. Oh, wow.
That was...
yeah.
That was exciting.
But what on earth happened to Luke Barton? He was some 4 or 5 seconds down the road from that entire pack, and suddenly he's right in the middle of it.
Just coming out of, the first chicane, he just were a bit too eager. No, he was just a bit too eager on the throttle, and just spinned it up and just lost control of it. And that just lost in P2 at the end.
So then, Tim Delisle winning the first race, first feature race, I should say, in huge style. Then Ilbrink 2, Barton 3, Pinska 4, Herbino 5, Clay 6th, Reed 7, Lidstrom 8, Sorokin 9, Alex Bennett rounding out the top 10. Then Noel 11, Imre 12, Bill 13, Prenton 14. Those that didn't see the checker flag were Urinen, Summers, Hoyer, Schmidt, Morris, and Gadamer. That was all kinds of crazy.
And we have it part 2.
We certainly do. So this series is broken up into 2 races, as I was mentioning earlier. The sprint race and the feature race, as I make that picture the correct size. So what's going to happen now is we'll be taking a short break whilst we get the session set up for the sprint race. So stick with us and we'll be back with you as soon as we can. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the sprint race for round 1 here at Monza, and just in time for my on-screen display to fail me. So I'm having to reload that, but we are watching our race 1 winner Tim Delisle take to the field. Now they have a one-shot qualifying at this. It's not 3 laps, it is just the one. The out lap, and if they can make the time lap work for them, then that is what they are going to do. If they can't, tough. They have no other opportunity to do something about this. We have 18 drivers that have returned to us for this qualifying session. There we go. Now my screen is giving me everybody's name.
Oh, you had that issue as well?
Yes, I had blank names in the overlay, so I had to restart my app, which is results. You had it too?
Yeah, I tried to restart it 3 times, and for some reason it decided that Charlie Summers.
I have Charlie's name, but there we go.
I have them all now.
You have them all now. Excellent. Wow.
The interesting thing about this race is also that no mandatory pit stops.
Very true. 25 minutes, and that is the lot. So let's watch our race 1 winner, Tim Delisle, navigate this lovely circuit as he has just come off the back of the Parabolica. Not everybody's on track, actually, at the moment. We've got a couple of drivers yet to... They've either gone out and binned it, or they've jumped back to track. That's fine as long as they don't do their time lap. But most drivers, as far as I can see, are out there doing something. As we watch Tim come into the first chicane, the Retafilio. Then hard on the gas, pushing his foot through the firewall, through Curva Grande. I'd imagine most people will have to think twice about what setup options they were running. Tim's pace was just unreal when it came to the race itself. On the race, down through the gears, hits the first lap quite hard, unsettled him a little bit coming into the Del Rocher, but nothing too serious. Into the Lesmos now. Very small curve on the inside of the first one. That is a banked second apex for second Lesmo. Again, that curve there is very steep. It will throw the car quite hard if they catch it too hard. Quite a few issues happened there in practice and as we saw during qualifying. I didn't see anyone have a major issue. Somebody had a major issue there in the first part of the feature race. Now into Ascari. You can hear how Tim is just moderating the throttle through the middle part of the Ascari. Very easy to overcook that one and send that one into the wall. Screaming on down towards Parabolica. Far over to the left, keeping the car as straight as you can to scrub off as little speed as possible. Stays hard over to the apex and then just lets the car wander out as far as he dares. Then back over to the right hand side to straight line it towards the line. And that is a 134.8 for Tim. No, 134.798. That is Tim's lap.
Bojack is coming over the start finish line now. Let's see what he will get. New Bowman.
Again. That's amazing considering he did 0.4 of a second on the pole time last time around, but had no pace in the race.
Well, that's not completely true. He
had some pace.
But he really bottled the start.
Yeah,
that was his downfall. Yeah, that was his downfall.
Yeah, but he was constantly struggling on the main parts of the race, though. So it's difficult. We don't know what goes through their mind. We don't know what their setup options are. So half of them have got time on the board.
I can see that Mr. Bennett has decided to go with the higher downforce as well.
Yeah. Fair enough, I would say. Christoph did make it work to a point.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see what Alex is able to do as he comes across the line. And that is a 135.2 for him. And that puts him in third, in fairness. But there's 0.4 of a second between Herbino and Delisle. Then another 0.4 of a second, just under 0.5 of a second between Delisle and Bennett. Phil Reed has jumped up into 7th. 35.8 on the board. He's still out there. Sirotkin, 35.7 for him. And that is the qualifying session done. That is how quickly it goes through for the sprint race. Right. So it was Herbino and Delisle again on the front row. Followed by Bennett, Gadamer, Pinsker, Sirotkin, Barton, Reed, Lindstrom, Ilbrink, Clay, Knoll, Schmidt, Summers, Morris, Imre, Beale, Urinen and Prenton. 19 drivers for us this time around. And if anything was to be judged from the feature race, this should be rather interesting.
Where did you get that one from?
I don't know. Just making things up as I go along, Mr. Nick.
Alright. I was just, might have had something.
I mean, where did you get that? Where did you get? Well, I've forgotten his name. Lasse Urinen. Where would you get that he was a Finnish driver? I mean,
well, it was just, just a thought coming out of the blue.
Right to them. Everybody is
once again, Mr. Paul Ilbrink is having not the best of qualifying.
Very strange. He's fairly strong. He was very strong last time I commentated on him in the single seaters. It was the only time I've commentated on him admittedly with single seaters.
Well, let's just say that he also got the B2 just last race. So, but
True.
This could hammer his potentially.
We will see. 16 laps potentially of this race. There's 25 minutes. It's a timed race, not a lap count, so that lap count only ever tends to come down. So if the feature race was hectic, you can almost certainly guarantee the sprint race certainly will be. It's a smaller incident count. There's a 15 incident limit for the feature race and a 13 for the sprint race we had confirmed in the break. But here we go, lights coming on, engine growth rising. Can Herbino do a better job this time? And away we go for the sprint race. It looks like Delance had a good start. He touched the behind. Look at the scrabbling going on behind. Lots of fighting going on already before we even get to the first chicane. And Delisle had to jump up from behind Herbino. Oh no, huge incident there. Lots of people round. Herbino's round, Delisle's round, Pinsker is round. Alex Bennett has jumped through the middle. And that's Alexei Sorokin that's gone up into the lead. Dominic Gadamer at 2, Phil Reed 3. Ilbrink in 4th. Oh my goodness me, that's all gone completely mad.
Pinsker's out.
Pinsker is indeed
Barton
out.
is out.
Barton is out. Morris didn't see the start.
Delisle is stuck on the yellow curb. I think he's out as well.
Goodness me. Yeah.
Big crash in the second. Big crash in the second game.
Oh, goodness me. I can't catch up. Oh my goodness, lots of people going into that.
Ollie Preston is upside down on the outside.
We're still in the replay actually. There was Erkin literally looking the wrong way. Charlie Summers, someone went over Ollie Prenton. Oh my goodness me, this is all kinds of madness has gone on. Ollie Prenton is still there upside down over that. Dominic Gadamer now leads. With everything going on, we didn't see that change. So Ilbrink 2, James Clay 3, Alexis Sorokin was leading for a while, he's now 4, Alex Smith 5, Phil Reed 6, Evan Imre's got a big gap between himself and Phil Reed in 7. There's Herbino in 8th position, having a look on the inside of Imre but can't make the move. Lasse Urinen in 9, that's another one that's retired I think. It was Ollie Prenton has finally decided to retire his car. In comes Thomas Knoll. Oh, that's Herbino losing a spot. Oh no, he's fighting Imre. He's done it again. He's gone for that high downforce setup. And again, Evan was just able to pull back in front of him. Charlie Summers has brought his car into the pits. That's never normally good on the sprint race. Oh, that's Phil Reed and Alexei Sorokin. Alexei on the outside, or losing the spot to Phil. And Phil's going for Alex Smith as well. 2 people through and after Evergrande. Wow, Phil Reed on a bit of a charge, but goodness me, what an insane start!
That was something. Phil Reed has just taken Alex Smith into the second chicane.
So of our 18 starters, 8 of them have seen the pit. And 5 of them are still there. Well, Cedric Beale as well. Oh wow, that's a huge amount of...
7 are still there.
So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, of the 8 cars that have been through, 6 of them are still in the pits. Noel and Summers have come back out on track. Daniel Morris unfortunately didn't grid, so we lost him.
That's why. Yeah, that's why.
Clay now on the back of Ilbrink.
Yeah, that's. They're
James.
just picking up where they. That's a good thing about having 2 Jameses. We always, we have a spare.
Ilbrink and Lasse Jurinen are fighting for 8th position. Herbino's gone ahead of them and has left them behind, really. Side by side almost for the 147 and the 77 cars. There at the bottom of the shot is Herbino. Evans staying committed to the inside, can't quite commit as much as he needs to for the Ratifidio. But behind Gaydomere, there is Ilbrink and Clay. They would lead a kind of similar pace. Ilbrink was a couple of tenths slower than Gaydomere last time around. Phil Reed is there on his own, and there is Schmidt and Sorokin. Schmidt having a look on the inside, coming towards the first Lesmo on the Ferrari liveried Alex Schmidt. That's a good paint job there.
Yeah, that's true.
And Imre is still very close to Lasse Jurinen. Tom Knoll and Charlie
Sorokin is going through pass with Alex Schmidt into Ascari and...
no, can you slow it down? Just about, but...
Hitting those yellow curbs and you will, as you said before, then bumps are not their friend, just crumbs.
Certainly are, but here comes Alex Smith trying to get past Alexi again. Side by side coming towards Parabolica. No, Alexi does manage to hang on, but he caught the apex a little too hard. Unsettled his car. That's going to give Alex a bit of a slipstream. There he goes. Paul Ilbrink gets the fastest lap, so he's trying to goes back in on Gaydomere. Here they are, side by side, coming towards the first chicane. Alex Smith on the outside, Alexis Soroki on the inside. Who's going to blink first? Coming into the Retifidio, and that's an outside move for Alex Smith. Oh, Gaydomere's round! Gaydomere is round. What has he done? Oh, he got on the grass on the exit of the Retifidio. Then he's had to wait for Alex and Alexi to come past him. And there is I can't say his name now. Herbino. Have a look on the inside coming into the Roger. Oh, Gaydomere went to turn in.
Who's off?
That is Alex Smith that's gone off. I can't keep up with all this. Oh, that was someone else that was off ahead of him. Who was that?
That's our reserve James, who he's 2 laps down.
Oh, Pinsker. Yeah, he's probably parked to try and get out of the way, and that may have inadvertently put off Schmidt.
I thought it was Clay for P2.
I thought that for a second. It was the wrong James. Yeah, it was Pinsker that is back out on circuit, but as Nick has said, 2 laps down. It's not where you commonly find James Pinsker. But Gaydomere and Herbino swap round. I doubt Dominic's going to let that one go. So that's for 5th position, as Ilbrink now leads the way. That's where we used to find him a fair bit back in the day. Now is Gaydomere going to close in pretty quickly off the back of the 92 car of Christophe Herbino? Again, not that fast. It could be that Christophe may have tweaked his setup a little bit. It does look like he seems to be really strong in the same place as he was last time.
Just again, I think this is probably the reverse commentator's curse, talking about Paul Ilbrink, might hurt his chances, bad qualifying, P1.
There he is.
Fair enough.
Oh, Phil Reed is getting really squiggly. He was a bit sideways on the exit of the Del Loggia, and then was equally squiggly coming through the first Lesmo. So Phil Reed is really pushing for it. There's Alexis Sorokin behind. Herbino has got himself a bit of a gap between himself and Gaydomere in the places where he would normally. There's Lasse Jurinen and Evan Imre.
Am I wrong to remember that Phil Reed is actually driving with a controller and not?
Well, you are correct.
Yeah, right.
Still indeed, he's our pad warrior. He always was, unless he's changed it recently, but that would explain why the tail of his car is a little bit lively. And now Phil indeed is, as far as I'm aware, he's still on the pad. Gilbrich again with the fastest lap, extending his lead up front. 1.2 seconds between himself and James Clay. Oh, never mind. Herbino is reminding us why he was the pole man. He's still got Gaidemeyer chasing him down. He's going to have Sorokin with him in about 3.4 seconds, or that much of a gap when he closes that down. So from our 18 starters, 14 remain. James Pinsker is a couple of laps down. Tim Delisle is a couple of laps down. Schmidt's round again, and he's beached it! Alex Schmidt has beached it at the Dalmatia.
Oh, he got it. He got it. He
has managed to catch it. Oh my goodness me.
And spins again.
Oh, he managed to, so he stuck in reverse and managed to get it going. And then, exactly as you said, he's just put it the wrong way again. There he goes.
When you turn up these tires, you know, it's just they're gone after now, you know.
Oh dear. So his recovery drive not going too well. And the top two, Clay and Ilbrink have a bit. Ilbrink's been putting in some pretty impressive laps, but Herbino, the one with the fastest lap at the moment, down in 5th position. 1.1 seconds between himself and Dominic Gaidemeyer. At the top of the shot, Alex Sorokin, very much on his own.
Herbino with the fastest lap. I don't think that Gaidemeyer have heard that. He's just closing and closing and closing.
The Belgian driver of Herbino, as we do this time around, another fastest lap, 35.677. Wow. So Ilbrink was a full second slower than last time. That's allowed Clay to close in. And goodness me, Gaidemeyer was, if I'm looking at this right, I think Gaidemeyer must have been validated lap because he was actually quicker than that last time around, but he didn't count as his fastest. So Gaidemeyer must have been validated that last lap. But they only have 13 instant points allowed in the race, and quite a few of them are up to 9. Gaidemeyer being one of them. Summers is up to 9. 8 from Alex Schmidt. A few 4s on the board. Herbino, Urinen and Imre. Phil Reed on 5. So quite a lot of incident points for quite a short race.
Yeah, well, with that start, you know, it was mayhem. But there's a bit of twist, as we just got explained in the break, that they don't get immediately disqualified because they want to leave, you know, room for a netcode incident. That's so you can, you know, go over it and then have it with the stewards afterwards.
Indeed, the session limit is higher than that, so even though someone could score 13 instant points, they would still be on track, so they have the opportunity to appeal a penalty later on, or sort of netcode or what have you, exactly as you said. And Herbino again with the fastest lap with a 35.674.
And again, Gaidemeyer with a invalid lap with a 35.523.
Yeah, that's a stonking lap from Gaidemeyer. But yeah, he ran too wide somewhere and added another to his instant time. He's now on 10. He's got to be very, very careful what he does.
I've seen he has been giving a bit of love to the Lesmos outside gravel.
Here we go again on the nose of Gaidemeyer. Oh, no! Commentator curse for the Comrade gaming card. Did he keep it out of the wall? Barely. He did manage to keep it out of the wall, and he's going to spin that one around there when Evan Imre and Yassi Urinen went past him. Oh no, he's pushing so hard. There goes Alex Bennett. All the way down to 9th for Dominic Gaidemeyer, but that's going to let Chris Herbino just continue to press on and focus on what's ahead of him. He's closing in pretty quickly on Alexis Sorokin ahead. Oh, hi Tim Delisle, reminding us you're still with us. Sadly,
with a 35.1.
Yeah, storming lap, but he was in the pits for over 3 minutes following his on the open lap, which is a great shame. But, wow.
That's half a second faster than Renault.
Wow.
Last lap.
That's absolutely stormy performance from Tim Dillard. I mean, he's got a full lap to close into Charlie Summers, so I don't think he's going to be getting anything other than 13th, unless people retire from the race. But
that's true. I am interested to hear what Gatomer's incident count is now.
13, yeah, he has hit the incident limits. He's hit the allowed incident limit. So he's still racing on, so he may well feel that he has an applicable penalty there. Pressing on nonetheless. I mean, if he can't, he'll be disqualified anyway.
Yeah, I think he might just, anyway. Just gonna have some fun, Might as well. We're racing. He's going for Alex Bennett in here. No, he was just looking.
He's got to be careful he doesn't jeopardize anyone else's race. Getting a bit of a tail wag on the exit of the AORs here. And into the Les Mo's. He's added another one, yeah. There is too wide again to the Les Mo's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it's lagging again. He hasn't resolved that from even when he's a GTE.
I think at this... Yeah, there he goes. Alex Bennett looks like he's on the Renault downforce.
Yeah, he's not going to high downforce. I'm just going to look at something on... I thought for a second, when we looked at Dominic's car, it did actually look like the back of Bennett's car, it looked like the livery has eyes. You catch it at a particular angle. It's not at all, it's just where the Renault Sport words kind of become condensed.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. But if you look, at the rear end of Renault, and then look at anybody else, you will see that it has that extra.
Yeah.
No. Just with the rear wing, you will see that it has that extra layer. Just to explain to the viewers why I can see that he's on a higher downforce level.
Which camera were you looking at to highlight that?
If you can just take the chase one and just look at him and then Sorokin in front.
As Gatomer's just flown past Evan in there. So yeah, so we look at the chase camera, you'll see that's the back of Gatomer's car, and we look at I see exactly what you mean. The rear wing is just that much more prominent on Gatomer's car. That's how he's over the corner at such high speeds. That's one of the reasons why he's over the corner at such high speeds. I would think the front wing has got to be very well adjusted. Oh, Evan Imre, that's very close to the back of Dominic Gatomer. And there's Alex Bennett right behind, so there could be a bit of a scrap between certainly Evan and Alex. I would imagine Gatomer is with his incident.
I think he's out of it at this point.
I would say so, but he's still pressing on nonetheless. If nothing else, he's giving Evan a bit of a slip through. I wondered if Dominic was coming in the pits then, but no, he's up to carry on. Here comes Alex Bennett on Evan Imre for 8th position. Well, if Dominic is disqualified, that is for 7th. Side by side for the Conrad and AOR purple cars. And that's going to be Alex's corner. 8th position for Alex Bennett.
Did you see that was teamwork? Gatomer going to the inside Bennett, trying to overtake Imre, getting the slipstream of Gatomer to get past. That was great teamwork.
Interesting. Renault may have made a mistake somewhere because he's now having to close back in on Alexis Sorokin. We'll see when they come round for the next lap. He's definitely made a mistake somewhere because Renault's fastest lap should be a 35.5. That's been invalidated somewhere.
Yeah, but he was behind Sorokin before as well. Yeah.
Let's go back in on there up front. You can actually, that's Phil Reed and James Clay fighting for second. So Phil's closed back in on James Clay. 35.9 for Paul Leobrink leading the way. 36.3 for James. 35.4 for Phil Reed. So Phil gaining 9/10 of a second on James Clay there. And Sorokin 36.1, Herbino 36.2. So not his best lap, certainly, but still very good pace. But in the sprint race, they have less time, obviously, to do something about it. 5 laps to go, less than 7 minutes to make a difference in their position. And Tim Delisle has gotten ahead of James Pinsker. So James has had another problem somewhere. I just realised. And Tim is looking
Oh,
to...
yeah.
Well, Tim's still a lap behind Charlie Sanders. So James definitely somewhere has had another problem. He hasn't been in the pits again, but he is definitely had to... Well, mind you, we saw him parked to the side of the road, didn't we?
Pinsker were always 2 laps down.
Oh, was he? I thought Tim was behind him.
No. He's just catching up to put another lap on.
So much going on, I'd forgotten where they were. But here's Phil Reed and James Clay very close. Can James defend from the 44 car? They scream on down towards Parabolica. Less than 6 minutes to go now. Phil either missed the apex or went for a potentially wider one. There's a line difference between these two cars. Phil's going to get the slipstream off the back of James's car. Is he going to be able to get enough speed to go for the move? Well, can he complete it before they get down to the chicane? Phil's going to be side by side with James. Who's going to win out? It is Phil Reed. He's got the inside line for the rest of the way. Through the second. Phil Reed. Nicely done.
Right out of the racing handbook. That was a picture perfect move, but let's see if he can keep it. James looks racing.
He certainly does. So Phil feeling the need to defend on the way down to the Dalrogia. There's Paul Ilbrink. He's backed off a little bit. Again, it was a 35.6 from Phil last time around, a storming lap there. So Phil really getting the hammer down. 36.1 from Ilbrink last time. I don't think he's quite gone into bring it home mode. He's still got a few minutes and a few laps to have to potentially defend, but there's still about 2 seconds between himself and Phil Reed, so he's not under immediate pressure.
Reed is definitely the fastest of the drivers that are left, in contention to anything.
Certainly true.
Tim is just, lapping on a completely different level. The previous last 3 laps were 35.2, 35.2, and 35.2.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Very, very consistent. Down the start finish straight, 3 laps to go in this sprint race. 36.1, 35.7. So again, Phil Reed was the fastest of the top 3. Well caught, sir. That man needs to play cricket. He caught that one brilliantly well. Good Phil Reed on the exit of the lane. There's Phil. There's Phil. There's James in that camera shot. So Phil still under a little bit of pressure from James Clay.
He looks like he's really pushing that car. Oh, Gatormare's out.
I would imagine he's hit the disqualification limit now.
Oh yeah. He's spun.
He's up to 18 out of a 13 instant limit. As mentioned, the actual server limit is higher, just so they have the opportunity to potentially appeal a race-ending penalty. But he's exceeded it by quite some way, so I can't imagine he's going to argue with that one. Oh, Evans round. No. Evan Imre has had a problem at the Del Roger. And there he goes. We've seen that one a few times. Lost traction on the exit of the chicane as Tim Delisle gets 35.0 on the board. Well, he's going to gain the position from Gainemet. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Very much the epitome of never giving up. I'll give Tim Delisle this credit there. 2 to go.
But with this championship, he needs all the points that he can get.
This being the opening round, of course, all points count. So this is a bit of a shorter season with Christmas being right in the middle. There's only 8 rounds, I think it is, 8 or 9 rounds in this one. It's not 12 as is the norm for the iRacing leagues.
Yeah. No. Dude, what, next week?
There's one next
week. No, they're
week.
racing next week.
They are racing next week. Unfortunately, I can't cover that one as I am away, so there won't be a stream for next week's race.
And the week after they don't race?
No, we've opted not to race on the 27th.
But as far as I know, that's the only one.
The only one that's not being raced on, that's true. When you think of it. So it'll be an 11-round championship unless we race on to week 13. Oh, Herbino's getting close to Sorokin. As it of less material, of course, with that different downforce level that Herbino's running. It gave him a hell of an exit from the second lens mode, but I would imagine it's just not going to be enough before they get to Ascari. Goodness me. Oh, you saw it. Herbino's car get very quickly on the exit of Ascari there.
Sorokin's braking. You know, Herbino is not even thinking about it yet.
Absolutely, yeah. Such as the confidence that Herbino's got on the brakes. Again, just so much more speed through Parabolica for Herbino. He's just going to have to sit in the slipstream, hope he doesn't lose too much time where he goes. Over gets 10 more kilometers an hour as that he's highlighted in the feature race. It's just enough to keep Herbino at bay. But is it going to be enough to keep him at bay at the end of this lap? That's going to be the important question. Where's Ilbrink? There he is.
You can just hear, you know, how much they're fighting with these cars. You know, trying to get those 500 plus horsepowers into the ground.
Yeah, these things are not easy to drive at all.
And no traction control, no ABS. They are pure racing cars. Is he going for it here? Oh, he was looking for it.
Sorokin defended very heavily the inside line coming through the second less mode. That's going to compromise his exit. I don't think Herbino's got enough pace to do anything about it this time. He doesn't. Where is Ilbrink? He's coming through Ascari. Oh, that was so close. Tim DeLine, another fastest lap. Didn't quite get into the 34s he could do on this occasion. Checker flag is out awaiting Paul Ilbrink. Oh, here comes Herbino again. He's been forced to the outside line, but Sorokin, there we go, just gets the power down, and Herbino's got no answer to it. Unless he has a banzai on the inside of Parabolica. No, he's thinking about outside of Parabolica. Sorokin do what he needs to do. Can't hold on to the inside line. Herbino can't quite get the traction he needs. So Ilbrink has taken the win. Reed 2, Clay 3. And indeed Sorokin, by 85 thousandths of a second, manages to fend off Herbino. Sorokin holds on to 4th. Where's Lassierin in there? He is in 6th position. Over the line he comes. Alex Bennett is going to take 7th. Evan Imre through Parabolica, very much on his own now, in 8th position. And there's Alex Smith. Oh, what might have been had he not been caught up in that early race incident. And Tom Knoll will take 10th place, rounding out the top 10. Charlie Summers is going to be behind. Tim Delisle already has crossed the line. He's a lap down, as is Pinsker.
I think he has been off again, Tim Delisle.
Oh, well, he's a lap down, so he's probably already deemed as finished. So there we go. That's all the surviving cars. 13 out of our starting 18. As we watch Pinsker come over the line. So before any steward's intervention, Paul Ilbrink takes the win with Phil Reed in 2nd, James Clay 3rd, Alexis Sorokin 4th, Christoph Herbino 5, and Yuri. I keep saying Yuri. I keep getting that one. I keep getting the L and the J wrong with that. That's Yurinen in 6th, Alex Bennett 7th, Evan Imre 8, Alex Smith 9, Tom Knoll in 10th, Charlie Summers 11, Tim Delisle 12. Then James Pinsker in 13th position. Those that didn't see the flag were Dominic Gadimer, Cedric Bile, Luke Barton, Erke Lindstrom, Ollie Prenton, and sadly Daniel Morris did not take the start. Oh, wow. Did think it was going to be all kinds of nuts, but that was something else.
What a start!
Absolutely.
That went bananas.
It did go very bananas.
Absolutely.
And we have some people wanted to have a chat to us. So, without further ado, let's get
the Elbring in.
Let's get our sprint race winner in, Paul Elbrink. Hello to you, sir.
Hello, long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good to be back in the box and good to be commentating on your antics once again. Well, the feature race looked like it was a bit of a struggle. That kind of came good for you towards the end, but the sprint race looked like it was just mental, chaos avoidance, and then you just ran off. Is that about right?
Pretty much. Well, this car got like an update over the new builds with new tires, and I only tried it yesterday. I'm not really that comfortable with the jets, but yeah, I don't know. The pace got a bit better over the future race towards the end, and some people kept making a bit more mistakes than I did, so I was able to catch them up and get a nice second place out of it, which was really unexpected, especially after the first lap. But yeah, second race was like gutted with my qualifying lap that put me so far backwards, but in hindsight that was like probably key to the win, I guess. Everybody else in front pretty much messed up, and
Discord doth fail me. Discord has just decided it wants to have a break on us, which is lovely. Are we back again, Nick? Did you have Paul's sentence disintegrate on you?
Yeah, everything just disintegrated.
Paul, can you hear us again?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We missed the tail end of your sentence there.
I was talking about the sprint race where I was gutted about being qualified in 10th with a bad lap, but it was just the thing that gifted me the win here, because everybody else in front seemed to run into trouble, and I could just pass and take the lead and drive to the.
So we saw you take the championship in previous formulas, in the Formula 3s. I think it was the last time I commentated on you. Are you confident you can sort of get to grips and get up to regular podium visits with the Formula Renault 3.5?
Yeah, I finished like second last season, but to get like the win in championship will be really tough. Like Tim is really a top driver, so is Christoph, and there's some other quick people as well. And I think once the drop weeks get into account, and if they manage to stay out of trouble for the rest of the races, they should be able to get some more wins as well. So I think it's a nice start of the championship, but I don't think it's a given that I'll walk away with a win for sure.
We wish you all the best, and we look forward to the season as it progresses. Thank you very much, Paul Elbrink. Let's have a chat with
the feature.
James Clay. You with us?
Yes. Hey, Chris.
Hello, James. Well, that was a pretty decent way to start the season.
Definitely. I mean, if there's a hard charger reward at the end of the season for the most positions again on the first lap, I think I'd throw my hat into the ring for that one by now.
Certainly. I mean, what was running through your mind when, particularly in the sprint race, in that lap 1 lunacy?
Well, it was kind of annoying to start off with, because I could see that it all sort of started when my teammate got bounced up into the air, and I could see that was going to be the cause of it. So at that point, I was kind of annoyed because he'd worked really hard to get up the grid on qualifying. But then I saw many people getting involved, and I thought maybe this could be the chance to try and weave my way through. And I think a lot of people got slowdowns from cutting this first chicane, so that gave me the advantage maybe to try and pick up some more people going down towards the second chicane.
Awesome stuff. I mean, you did manage to avoid the trouble. It looked like you were right in the middle of it at one point. Was it kind of just concentrating on what you were doing, or was there an element of kind of duck?
I was quite fortunate in that I think a lot of the people behind me on the grid didn't get off to the best of starts, so I could sort of back off and pick my way through it a bit. I know I had Alex Schmidt on my right hand side, I think, going into turn 1, but he gave me enough space, which allowed me to maneuver myself around everybody. and then I think me, Phil, and Alex sort of navigated our ways through to get up top 3 position.
Very nicely done.
That's good. How was it? Just to question for the race 1, being stuck behind Herbino like that. You were like 4 guys who were really close there. Tell us about that battle, if you can remember.
I can probably tell you a bit. I mean, if James Pinsker comes in here, I'm sure he can tell you a lot more because he was stuck behind Chris for a bit longer than I was. But basically, I think he was running a high downforce setup, which I mean, I guess works for qualifying at Monza, but I don't know why he didn't change it out for the race personally. But it just meant that he'd pull away from us in like the Lesmos and Ascari, and then we'd get onto the straights, and we'd pull back like a second half on him, and it'd be just quite frustrating. And also after the pit stop, Paul jumped me, which put him in between me and my teammate, and so we were all sort of closing into each other at the end, and we could see that something was going to happen. And then I sort of got my one opportunity to get past Chris, and it didn't quite go out well, and I wasn't really sure whether it was my fault, so I made sure to give the position back to him and make sure not to overtake him, because I thought it might just end up being a bit of a dirty move. It was what it was. I'd still take the P6 after starting P12 in that. It was very...
well done, awesome stuff. Good luck for the rest of the season, and I look forward to commentating with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, James Clay. Also joining us in the box is the pad warrior himself. It's McFillin.
Me!
You, Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Good to be chatting to you in the commentary box this time as a driver. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
What's it like being, well, I'd say back in the driving seat? You didn't leave it for the Formula races, did you? It was just the GTE side you've stood there from. Are you still on the pad?
Yep. Always.
I'm curious about that, because you've stopped doing the GTE's races because of the control method, or that was an element of it. I would have thought these things would have been harder to control.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think the GT part of it was the main factor that I had with being on the pad is the tyre wear. It's certainly something that's a lot harder to control in the GTs than in the Formula cars. But yeah, obviously the Formula cars, you kind of, it's all about there's obviously a bit more steering sensitivity and all of that kind of thing that makes them a bit tricky. But that's just one of those things that I don't find too difficult anymore. I've done it for long enough that it's kind of just, I know how to do it now for the most part. There's still certain issues with it. I can't I can't do chicanes particularly well. That's my biggest, slow speed chicanes, but slow speed but still quick change of direction. That's my number one nemesis. So the second chicane here is a real negative.
So you were just jumping with joy when you saw that Monza was there on the calendar?
Oh yeah. It's funny actually. Last time that we were at Monza, or last time I was at Monza, it was during some official races, and I felt really comfortable on the old time model. It was like 2 seasons ago, and it was actually one of my stronger tracks. But with the new time model, everything's become a little bit looser, especially with the lower downforce. And I mean, I really like it. I really like where it's at right now. But it was a lot more difficult with the sensitivity in certain places to get used to. So I've been doing a lot of practice, more than I've done in years.
I will also ask you, did you between race 1 and race 2 change pants? Because we saw you have a bit of a moment over the outside curve of Parabolica.
I was actually already wearing a spare pair, so it was I had 2 on at the time, so it was I knew it was coming. It was that was interesting. I'd already lost. I just lost it a little bit going in, and I ran out wide. I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. And then I remember at the time thinking, wait, there's a bump here somewhere, and there it is. And so I was prepared to catch it. So that's why I was able to catch it as sufficiently as I did, because I knew if I didn't get off it, there would be a bump. And boom, there was the bump, caught it. Unfortunately, lost the place to pull, and that wrecked tyres. So that lap that I continued on for was pretty bad. And then after that, it was fine. I had decent pace, but just a bit too much of a gap to catch up.
So So are you confident moving forward then with the way that the car feels now? Are you quite confident on strong results for this season?
Ooh, that's an interesting one because so far I've driven the car with the new time models at 2 tracks.
No.
Only once have I done it. Only once have I done it with an actual setup. The other one was with the baseline, and that was at Suzuka, and I was very much struggling. That was pre-tire warmer update as well. So I don't really have any experience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any experience anywhere else so far with proper stuff. So we'll see. But Monza felt more tricky for me than normal with this car. But I feel like hopefully that's just a lower downforce thing, and we'll see what it's like on an actual proper high downforce, more grip type situation. I know that it's a lot more difficult to front load the cars now because the rear end likes to snap a bit more, so a little bit more sensitivity. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. As
are we. Good luck for the rest of the season, Mr. Reed, and we look forward to shouting about your on-track antics once again.
Thank you.
That is going to be it for this evening. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you along for the ride. Thank you very much, Nic Domino, for joining me in the commentary box. It's always a pleasure to have you alongside me, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's always great fun, and you always get your adrenaline with these kind of races. It's great fun to be here.
You're certainly not wrong there. Thank you very much to our sponsors. Without you guys, AOR would not continue to grow, and we will be back. The league will be back next week. Like I say, unfortunately, I am away. I can't do the broadcast for next week. And on the 27th, there will not be a race. A little bit too close to Christmas, but we will be back in the new year. There's other things going on in between then and now, so do be sure to check in with us then. Until then, thank you very much, and good night.